Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rivers of Ideas, the podcast about greener cities and cleaner water. I am Mary, the community outreach specialist here at MWMO. And I am here today with Akia Vang, who is an alumni of the Mississippi River Green Team. So a little background about Mississippi River Green Team. It's a joint program between the Mississippi watershed and the Minneapolis Park. It's been around for 17 years now. And it serves youth from 14 to 16 living in North Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, and Northeast Minneapolis. So as time goes by, things have changed. And Akia here has been on the Mississippi River Green Team from 2014 to 2016. So welcome, Akia.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so a little background of what Green Team have shaped you and from the start to where you're at now.
Yeah, so as Mary mentioned, I was on the Mississippi River Green Team about 10 years ago in high school, and that was really my kind of first kind of glance into the environmental workforce and world. One of my first jobs in high school, and then working on the Mississippi River Green Team, got to learn a lot about environmental conservation, water quality, and just kind of land habitat management for our native species here in Minnesota. And through that and the connections we've met with the various folks, like going to the University of Minnesota Bee Lab, visiting the Fort Snelling Center, and meeting with some of the park naturalists there, learning about careers in the environmental field was a way to explore what future career opportunities I would have while still in high school and getting that first-hand experiences.
Yeah, it's crazy because we were on the Green Team at the same time at one point, and it was my second year of Green Team, and it was your first year of Green Team. And the funny thing was that I definitely encouraged Akia to really be a part of the Green Team when I first met him freshman year. I think about sophomore year, right? Mm-hmm. It's where I'm like, Akia, you have to join Green Team because it's a great opportunity to get outdoors and all of that. And Akia just kept pushing it off hey, just tell me next time or give me an application when it comes around. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do that. So when Michaela was doing recruitment, and I'm like, okay, I got the paper, I was giving it to Akia, and I'm like, Akia, you have to apply because this will be a great opportunity for you and I to work together or for you to actually explore different careers, right? And that was the start of being on the Mississippi River Green Team. And I feel like he was clueless. You were a little bit clueless, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say so. Yeah, I guess I did have one job before joining the Green Team. That was a Minneapolis Step Up program, and then I got placed at Tree Trust. And so working at the Columbia Golf Course, part of the Minneapolis Park Rec Board, kind of doing some conservation there and a lot of bug thorn removal. So that was a little bit of an experience as well, but definitely during the Green Team gained a lot more experiences. And if I remember correctly, Gingshaw was the one who first told me about it, but then it was you that really kind of pushed me to apply and help with just kind of getting here. Because I remember back then, the Lowry Bridge was still kind of under construction, so getting to this side of the river and finding the MWMO was kind of a bit of a challenge for a high school student that didn't really know how to drive. Yeah, so, but things have definitely changed then.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Agree.
So what was the difference between Tree Trust versus Mississippi River Green Team? Your first year and your first year at Team Tree Trust?
Yeah, for Tree Trust was a small crew as well, kind of working, kind of replacing some of the wooden fences and learning those skills and removing buckthorn, but it wasn't as environmentally focused as the Mississippi River Green Team, which is a lot more intentional on getting environmental education experiences, because not only is it a 2-year program for the summer, it's also kind of throughout the school year as well. You meet kind of monthly for events, doing cleaning up here at various park sites, but also learning about other career opportunities that are. We do resume building, but also do networking of other environmental groups as well. And I know in a few recent years, the Mississippi watershed has kind of expanded its partnership in the Green Team to include other youth groups as well. And that's been kind of helpful just seeing how other environmental youth groups across Twin Cities and region are kind of working on this approach to youth environmental education.
Yeah, that is so true. We are definitely going that route. Other than after Green Team, what did you do? Because I know that when we were in Green Team in your year, your second year, you became a junior in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was when we were going to our senior year. Did you follow up with any other environmental job?
And see, I believe after green team, I didn't really have any environmental related jobs until got to college. And then I studied environmental science, or I started environmental engineering at the U of M. And then from experiences and learning from working in the ground and lab, that I found out maybe environmental engineering wasn't exactly what I wanted. And then after kind of shifting to environmental sciences, policy and management at the St. Paul campus at the U of M, that's where I kind of found more momentum into kind of this environmental career workforce area. But then it was also, I would believe, coming back to the MWMO after the green team experience in high school was being a green team alumni intern here at the watershed and doing kind of a rotational internship here at the watershed, but also the city of Philly, city of Minneapolis, Public Works, and this Division of Surface Waters and Sewers, I believe its name, and then also at Friends of the Mississippi River, a nonprofit working on water quality and conservation. So that kind of gave me more experiences into not just the public sector work, but also the nonprofit sector work on the environmental careers. And that gave me more exploratory, I would say, since I was still early in college. And that kind of led to more to my degree as I dived into more of my majors as I proceeded through those experiences.
Wow, that was a lot to really go through different kind of career experience, right? I think we interact during those times as well too, and we kind of went into the same pathways, but we also took different routes, right? After my year of during my college years, I went straight into being a biologist intern at the refuge, because I found that I think during my senior year, a junior to senior year that summer, I did a youth program, and I'm like, gosh, we got to do a different kind of career exploration, which was super cool and super fun. But I'm like, I want to be here one day. And when we went to the refuge, I'm like, I want to work here, because they were doing cool stuff, doing cool surveys, bee survey. They were doing bat survey and all of that. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I want to do this in the future. And I really appreciate Michaela. Michaela has been the person who has helped me figure out my career. I don't know how much has she helped you.
Yeah, I think of Michaela, who was the coordinator for the Mississippi River Green Team when I was in high school, definitely was propelling force and helping me continue down this environmental pathways. I feel like she really is a resource go-getter, insurer, kind of providing those resources and providing support where needed. She was the one that told me about the Green Team Alumni Intern and helped me inform me about it so I could apply here and work here for a little bit, but also doing some stormwater work. And that's kind of really helped me get to my current position and kind of a lot of other experiences after that. Because after that experience as a Green Team Alumni Intern here, I joined the IDEC program, the Increasing Diversity in Environmental Careers program. It's the first year that they launched. It's a collaboration between Conservation Corps of Minnesota and Iowa, the Minnesota DNR, the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, and the Board of Water and Sewer Resources to kind of increase more diversity on those state agencies that were kind of in the environment. And that was the first year that they're running it. And Michaela told me about it, and I was able to apply to that program as well, more of a environmental career exploratory program for college students getting ready to enter the workforce after that. And I was part of that program for 2 years as well, and was able to work at the PCA doing more water quality monitoring, and they gave me more insights into how state agencies kind of operate on how water is such a complicated kind of topic, because you have drinking water, you have agricultural water, you have well water, and then you have surface water, storm water, and sewer water as well, industrial as well. So lots of opportunities in the water sector, but it also gave me a chance to learn more about perhaps the air quality aspects of sustainability and climate work that the agency and the state is kind of working on as well. That kind of propelled me into many more opportunities where I then applied to graduate school after finishing undergrad. And Michaela was one of the person that helped write a recommendation for me and kind of gave me more information on what grad school could entail and how that could inform my kind of pathways more into this field. And yeah, through that, Michaela's just been a really helpful person, even now that she's no longer working at the watershed. We still have connections because it's a small world working in the environmental field, and you'll run into people over and over again.
Yeah, definitely. We will always be running into Michaela because she's doing great work right now with trees and all of that. And we're going to continue to do great work together. It's very interesting because, like, you're going to those different kind of careers, and then my pathways, I did go into, like, different federal jobs as well as city job, too, because I did work at the city of Minneapolis Public Works in their transportation maintenance and repair as their intern there. And that was a very interesting intake on, like, learning what the city does on the streets as well, too. And then I went to work for the National Park Service. I don't know if you applied for the same position that I applied for, which was the River Fellow with the MPC. That was a really good internship, too. I got to explore and understand the history of, like, the Mississippi River and all of that. And that was a very interesting pathways to really, like, oh, maybe I do want to work for the federal or, like, somewhere around, like, doing a lot of, like, wildlife work. But things change. I've changed it to a different career. But then, again, my career has kind of round up back to where it started again, even though I changed major. And then you as well, you changed major, like, your junior year, right? Or during your junior year, and then you're back to where you're at again. So it's a very interesting take on, like, our pathways. And so with that, like, do you think Green Team have, like, really helped you expand your, like, give you open up doors to, like, different pathways, like, with all the things that we've done on Green Team, like water quality, restoration work, conservation, and all of that?
Yeah, I think Green Team definitely kind of really opened the pathways that made the other experiences that I pursued more possible because I was on the Green Team, provided the resources, not just during that time in high school, but, like, afterward as well, having that connection to the MWMO and the people here and being able to connect and give insights on where I should proceed next, wherever I went with my experiences. In my current position, stormwater is a big part of that as well. I was an intern here, alumni intern here at the watershed. We did a lot of stormwater B&B tracking, and that's one part of the job that I'm doing right now in my current position as well, where we're tracking our various stormwater B&Ps and how they're doing. Do they need maintenance, but also making sure we're in compliance with the cities and the various watersheds that we kind of operate in. So that's been one part of how Green Team directly is related to my current position now, but also just the connections of people, because as we talked about earlier, the environmental field is really small.
Yeah.
It's not just the environment. Pretty much if you're working climate, sustainability, those jobs will kind of converge at some points as well. And that's kind of what led me to my graduate degree, which is science, technology, and environmental policy, kind of combining all of that because there's just so much that they interconnect with each other. And that kind of feels so the energy side. So having that kind of internship experiences with the environmental one, you're able to better understand what those relationships are and kind of work on those processes to make it better.
Yeah, and then with you going to grad school and, like, doing your internship now, where are your next steps to moving forward with? Are you looking for a full-time job? Are you like career-wise, like focusing on what pathways are you going to go after?
Yeah, so I just finished grad school back in May, so currently still at an internship right now where I'm able to work on stormwater advisement, as I previously mentioned, but also on kind of like energy policies, but also like greater climate sustainability kind of efforts that are more broad, like that relates back to our natural systems, like how do we reduce our chloride and salt use in the winter, because not only is that bad for water quality, which relates back to our Green Team experience here, but also it's bad for the vegetation. Salt is kind of not good for that, for plant health, but also like suck roads, our parking lots, our roadways, and our buildings. And that's also expensive at the end of the day as well. And that's another reason why it's so impactful and important to think about like these things in different dimensions, not just thinking about from water quality aspect, but also like what are the other kind of externalities involved with that. So that's how I'm kind of been thinking about it. But I feel like being in a position or at a workplace where I can combine all those same experiences that I've had and not just work on one particular thing, but on multiple things that kind of interact with one another, to make our environment more resilient and more livable for everyone is kind of the things that I'm kind of hoping for in a job moving forward.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And like in our path, like our career path and like even community work, you were more involved than I am, because I know like during the time when I was in college or like doing other stuff, and like even out of college, I'm not even in any community organization or like doing any CAC work or like being involved in the community. I know that you are more involved, and that's like one big difference. I feel like you have a lot more connection and experience with like other organizations because you're so involved in the community. So like I know you're in like the Northside Green Zone, and you're also on our CAC board, which is amazing. You want to tell a little bit more about those experiences and how that helped your career pathways?
Yeah. So as I kind of mentioned, my undergrad degree was in environmental sciences, policy, and management. So the degree is a mouthful, but it's pretty much a well-rounded kind of degree, I would say. You get experiences, kind of the field work as well, but the policy aspect as well, because I kind of always kind of mentioned about how I started working with water quality data in the field, collecting data, but then what happens after that? And then what happens to the data once we gather that? It goes to policymakers, decision makers who decide what to do with that data and how to proceed, how do we better protect our lakes and rivers and manage our systems. And that brought me to the policy realm to kind of understand that loop that then goes back to affect how we manage and monitor our environmental systems. And it was during the pandemic that having virtual classes, one of my classes was environmental policies. And one of the assignments was to go to a local board or a commission or a public policy making body, kind of observe them and see how they're affecting environmental policies and the day-to-day operations in your local cities. And I attended a few of those and found my way to the Northside Green Zone for the city of Minneapolis and saw some of the work they're doing. And just kind of got involved from there as well because it piqued my interest and had some time. Everything was virtual at that point, so it was easier to make those connections. And that just kind of continued on as I wanted to find more ways to make an impact rather than just their 9-to-5 job. But like, how do you still be involved in something, making good positive changes outside of work? And that kind of led me back to the MWMO, being on the Citizen Advisory Committee, as well as another way to provide my insights, my lived experiences, and provide thoughts on how things could improve or whatnot. And yeah, like just being involved in those ways, being with more community members, you're able to meet more people and see all the things that you have in common and learn new things from each other as well, because everybody has such different life experiences. But if you all care about their environment, you want things to improve your community, there's a lot of solutions that can be brought together once you kind of share and uplift those ideas.
That's true. Yeah, it's a very interesting take on like learning and like actually expanding your knowledge and like gaining those experience and putting it on your resume, because all the stuff you can really definitely put on your resume. And I'm starting to like, maybe I should start looking to like those kind of stuff too, like really pique my interest and start to like understand like, oh yeah, this is what I really want to see in our parks. Like I should definitely be involved in that. And how can I get involved with that? So definitely reaching out and looking around will be my goal, is to do this year or like before next year or so, to really engage and like look at different opportunities to like expand my knowledge, and also maybe peak and give Green Team a heads up like, hey, like this is something you could do definitely in the future. And talking about Green Team, we just had like a work day yesterday, and it was actually pretty nice to do some seed collection in the fall. And like right now is a good time to collect seeds. And like Green Team, there's about like almost 8 kids or 10 kids showed up, which is half of the team. And it was really good bonding time. We only had one senior who came out, which is very interesting. And yeah, I feel like as time goes by, we just don't know who else is doing the same work as us. I do know a few people who are previous Green Teamers that became teachers and like other positions, but I'm not too sure. What about you?
Yeah, I think it is kind of difficult, I would say, continue on in this environmental field. So I believe I can count on my one hand the number of Green Team alumni I know that are still working in the environmental field, and that's including the two of us here. So probably had over 100 alumni, I would think, but very few people have been able to kind of retain that trajectory. And then for some people, maybe working in the environmental field maybe not be their thing, which is totally fine.
Right.
You just exploratory program in high school. But for others who I know, definitely there are a lot of other alumni that really enjoy working in the environmental field, but there's lots of barriers that are preventing them from continuing on to work in this field, whether that be finances or just finding the right resources to kind of continue on. And that's not just a challenge that's unique to the Mississippi River Green Team program. That's kind of all career and workforce program, not just for you, but for our workforce program in general, especially for folks that are changing careers or make careers or whatnot as well. So it's persistent issues that I would say definitely does deserve more attention as well. And there are more foundational challenges that need to be addressed before making sure that people are kind of attaining their jobs in the field that they want. And some of that comes back to, like I said, addressing some of those barriers, whether that be financial or whatnot, other ones.
Right. And it's pretty interesting how to, like, actually working back at MWMO as the Green Team, like, co-coordinator for Green Team. I find it very interesting. Like, a lot of the things that we do now, like, there's more opportunities for youth out there versus, like, during our time, there was, like, a good amount of opportunities, but there's not as much as, like greenfield opportunities. So, like, I know that FMR has, like, a youth group now, and, like, Minnesota National Wildlife Refuge, they have a youth group. And then there's other youth group that are around the city of Minneapolis. And I'm just like, wow, this would have been a great opportunity for me to, like, hop on if I was on Green Team now. But during our time, I feel like Green Team has really helped us shape our mindset. Because whenever the Green Team, I didn't think about the environment. I wanted to make money. I wanted to, like, have an experience of, like, my first job. I've done, like, babysitting job, but those are not like, you get money consistently, right? It's more like, oh, you watch my kid this day, you get paid, right? Whereas here, you get the experience, the career readiness experience, building my first resume through Green Team, which is like, wow, I would have never thought about creating a resume through Green Team or, like, cover letters through Green Team. And even, like, my first aid CPR certified through Green Team. And it has made me like, wow, if I join other program, would it be similar to this or would it be the same? And I feel like Green Team has really evolved and, like, changed throughout the times that we've been on Green Team. And maybe your second year was a little bit different from our first year, your first year, and my first year was different from my second year. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think definitely as you mentioned, FMR has a youth program. There's also Urban Roots, and then Northside Safety Nets as well. So lots of environmental youth groups now as compared to 10 years ago. So there's a lot more opportunities for folks. And that really believe that having that exploratory phase for students of youth and high school kind of gives them that first chance at what they want to do in the future, but also, like, continuing them on to perhaps, like, supporting them even after they're done with the program. Because, like, a lot of environmental jobs, unfortunately, require a degree in order to assess those jobs still. So going into college is another big challenge for a lot of folks, and making sure that you have the resources to still stay connected and support those students as they're pursuing a degree in the environmental field and pursuing jobs out there. That's another challenge that continues to be preventing people from continuing on and working here. But I feel like it would definitely be really helpful just to expose folks to these opportunities, but also, like, making the connection that they can get a good, well-paying job that can take care of the daily needs. And that's one of the challenges that I see with the current environmental workforce right now. Often the pay isn't the best, but the work is great. And that's something that definitely needs to be highlighted more. Good work is being done here. It's just that we need more people kind of doing this work, because at the end of the day, it all kind of comes back to us. Taking care of the environment takes care of us.
Oh, yeah. And, like, a lot of youth are starting to, like, fall, like, away from the environmental field, or, like, fall away from the environmental in general, because I feel like, like, some youth who joins Green Team, they've never explored Minneapolis parks or, like, explore Minneapolis in general. And I'm just like, whoa, like, is this an eye-opener for you to, like, actually get the chance to explore, like, your own park, explore all the spaces that you could be at? And I feel like Green Team does that really well, going to different parks, even Northeast or South Minneapolis or North Minneapolis, and like actually doing good work, like restoration work. But then like they're also exploring different locations that like they can bring their family back to. Like, I don't think a lot of kids knew where North Mississippi Regional Park was until like beyond the Mississippi River Green Team. And I'm like, yeah, that was an eye opener. And then like there's other parks like in South Minneapolis, like Lake Nokomis, that part, the trails over there, like those are crazy great trail to be on and like walk and see different views on the lake. You can see housing, you can do a lot of things there, which is super cool. And like I feel like Green Team has really opened my eyes during those times, but now it does open up the kids' eyes now too. Being that I'm out there with them, I get to see and like experience what they see and talk to them and all of that. I know that you were on Green Team. You were actually a grid supervisor. Has that changed your view on like Green Team or?
So, as you mentioned, I was also working for the park board and kind of partnership with the MWMO again. That was last summer on the Green Infrastructure Inspection Team. It's kind of a pilot program to kind of manage and track our stormwater BMPs that the Minneapolis Park Recreation Board owns. Kind of start a baseline of like what BMPs do we have out there and what can we do to better maintain them, because at that time the city of Minneapolis and the city in general had just gotten more money for climate and stormwater work, and that was going to be a priority for them. So I was hired on to kind of lead this green program, Green Infrastructure Inspection Team, or kind of dubbed it the 30-year the Mississippi River Green Team program, to kind of get more youth involved after being part of Green Team, doing more stormwater work, more technical kind of work for more mature high school students as they are prepared to go to college to kind of explore more career pathways. And I was in charge supervisor for that program with 2 youths. And we went out to the city, various parks throughout the whole city. So some of them went all the way to kind of by the Minnehaha Falls, but also the local neighborhood parks, just trying to find some of the stormwater best management practices the city and the park board put in years ago, whether that be drains under the buildings and the sidewalks, or full-on rain gardens or stormwater ponds and basins, and just keeping track of that. And so that was a great way for those 2 youth that were a part of the program to kind of learn more about how the city manages those BMPs, but also how they can be working in the stormwater field even after they're done with the park board and the watershed, because water kind of touches all sectors, and it won't just be the city and the park board that works with stormwater. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers works in that as well. The Municipal Pollution Control Agency, the DNR. There are lots of opportunities that kind of, as I said again, intersect with the water and the environmental realm. So there's more career opportunities that you can gain by going through these exploratory programs.
Right. And like, it's a great opportunity to really go through those kind of exploration, to really experience like different kind of career pathways. And with that being said, would you ever recommend anybody to join the Mississippi River Green Team? Would you ever recommend your family? Because I know my family has kind of gone through the whole program, and it was everyone that gone through the program in my family enjoyed it. And we have friends who also been through the program. What about you? Would you ever recommend anyone?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend if you're a high school student or a youth and wanting to learn more about the environmental realm, or perhaps just looking for a summer job, the Green Team would be a great place to start. You can try for 1 year, and then if you want to continue on to the second summer as well. And there are lots of opportunities that can come from that. And I know sometimes some of the experiences you have as a high school student and not exactly click right away. I know even as a college student, some of the various internships I had didn't seem to really align at one point. But as you kind of progress further into your career, whether that be college or just professional experiences as well, you can start to see that your previous experiences kind of supplement one each other, giving you a wider diversity and more breadth of experiences that kind of covers whatever the entire realm of what you're trying to study. It just gives you a better understanding of how society functions at the end of the day. And then with that skill, that's not something you exactly learn in the classroom. So you can piece together those kind of dots from the various experiences you have, the opportunities you get from the Green Team, and then they can help you kind of move forward to the future, deciding where you want to go. So now we visited the wastewater treatment plant, the drinking water facilities. They may not seem like it was an impactful experience. It was just interesting at the time, but perhaps you could find yourself working there one day, or a connection at the city, and then perhaps that can help you with networking for our next opportunity. But the green team will be a great place to start. As where I got my start, I would say. And the possibility is just wherever you take it.
Yeah, that's true. We do have some return as supervisor, and those return in different kind of careers that we still connect with. So thank you, Akia, for being here at the MWMO. We appreciate your time. And honestly, it was great working with you during those Mississippi River Green Team times, because we wouldn't be here where we are now if it wasn't during school and also the program.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here. It's always great being back.